Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today's agenda is going to be a transmission service on this 2014 535i. It has the ZF8 transmission, which is now commonly found in every BMW ever since 2011-ish. So pretty simple job. I've got my helper here, Athena. In terms of what you'll need, so I got this kit from FCP Euro, and it comes with a new pan, new filter, new hardware, pan bolts, and a fill plug. 7 quarts of the ZF8 lifeguard fluid. In terms of tooling, you need a T40, either in a socket form or one of these traditional styles. 10mm Allen, an 8mm Allen, an 8mm socket. You can either use one of these ratchets, or what I like to do is put it on the impact gun just to get it off, speed things up. And a torque wrench if you'd like. These bolts are 4 Newton meters plus 45 degrees because they are aluminum and they are one-time use only. And in terms of tooling, that pretty much sums it up. Oh, you also need a transfer pump, something to get the fluid up into the transmission. I recently purchased this. This will be the first time using it. I normally use those $11 or $12 transfer pumps that you can buy at AutoZone, and that does a good enough job considering the service on this is done every 50,000 miles or so. That's what ZF recommends. If you listen to BMW though, they'll tell you it's lifetime. Well, it's not. So here we go. So now that the vehicle is up in the air, the first thing we're going to do is take the under tray off the belly pan. Several 8mm bolts. Hold it on. Mine's seen better days. I've gone through deep puddles and it just shreds it all to heck. So keep in mind, you do not need a lift to do the service. You can very well do it on jack stands or those drive-on ramps. Just keep in mind that when you're setting the fluid level in the transmission, the car has to be level. So let's get after it. Start with these 8mm. So now that you have all your bolts out, then you can remove the little belly pan here, or whatever you want to call it. So now that the under tray is out, you've got full access to the transmission. So here's your drain plug. Your fill plug is right up here. Make sure not to burn yourself on the exhaust if you just got done driving. So now that we've got access, what we're going to do is pop the drain plug. We're going to get our catch pan and drain it, and then we'll start working on getting all the bolts out. Well, you can see here, it's pretty clean. There's no varnish or any of that. The magnets up there in the top look pretty clean. I mean, the fluid did look green coming out, so I last did this probably 40,000 miles ago, so I am a little proactive on the maintenance. So we will let that drip. And here we're just gonna put a little brake cleaner on this rag and just clean the mating surface on the transmission to the oil pan. See, it's still pretty damn dirty. That's good enough though. New pan comes with a new gasket, so you got nothing to worry about. Then we're gonna throw it up there. This new pan comes with everything you need. It's already got a new drain plug as well, new filter, new O-ring for your filter. Just have to line it up. And send it home. Might feel kind of tight as you are getting the filter on the pickup tube. You'll feel it. You'll feel it when it slides in. There you go. You probably heard that. Barely get it started. Just run it flush with the gun. Okay, now that we have everything seated, we will run it down. I will not be using a torque wrench just because I've done this many times and I know what tight feels like in terms of correct torque. So we're doing it one-handed, so you don't have to worry about it getting stripped or anything. Okay, now that everything is torqued, I'm just going to go around in a circle just to make sure that we hit every one. We didn't accidentally miss one. Watch out for that. That's the neutral bolt. If you ever need to put this transmission into neutral, if it breaks down or something and you need a tow, you just screw that bolt all the way in and it'll take the transmission out of park. So now that we're ready to start filling the transmission, we're going to fill these guys. I think this transfer pump holds 3 quarts just about. I'm going to throw it all in there. The kit comes with 7 quarts. You're not going to use all of them. I think you'll be left with at least 1. Okay, just about 3 quarts. Put the cap on. Well, we got about 3 quarts in there. we will start pumping. Well, 20 psi should be good. So before we fill, it's also important to double check that the plug on the new pan is tight. It should be tight right out of the box. Give it a little extra. And then what you want to also do is, I've already broken it loose. Take out your fill plug. Now you can take this little carrier off. This is for the belly pan. Make life a little easier. I believe they're 8 millimeters in there, but I think we'll be able to make do with it in there. So what we'll do is move this whole thing under here so we've got something to rest it on. The helper's back. Okay. And what you want to do in this first fill stage is you want to fill it until it starts dripping back out. So we'll purge it a little bit to make sure that we've got clean oil in the hose. There we go. I'll just keep pumping. It's going in. This saves a ton of time over those little small transfer pumps that you have to keep putting in the bottles. With those you make a huge mess. This, not so much. So I had to refill our transfer pump, but we're already dripping here a little bit, so okay, we are full. As full can be. So without making a colossal mess, what we'll do is put our fill plug in. And it's okay to put it in just finger tight. Okay, so now what we need to do is get this guy out of the way, drop the car down, and start it up. So now that we've got our initial fill done, we're going to bring the car down. Hey, watch out. Come here. Come here. Come here. Silly. She just likes being with the people, right? Okay. So we will come in here, start the car. Keep your foot on the brake. You don't want the wheels to spin. Obviously they won't since you're on the ground now, but you want to put it in drive. Put it in park too. Put it in drive. Pop it over to manual. Go S1. Just want to run it through the gears. Obviously it won't let you go any more than second gear. It'll pop down, but first to second, then back to drive, then into neutral, and you want to go into reverse. All you're doing is just circulating all of the fluid that's in the transmission. You do that a couple times. Go to drive, neutral, reverse, and park. And then what we need to do now is put up a scanner, hook up a scanner to read the transmission temperature, because to get the accurate level, the transmission has to be at an appropriate temperature. So I will show you that now. Okay, so we've got the car running. It's been running for about 25 minutes, and I've got my auto reader. And as you can see, we have the transmission fluid temp is 118 degrees Fahrenheit. The fill temperature is anywhere from 86 Fahrenheit to 122 Fahrenheit. And all that means is that in between that range, when you fill the transmission now with the engine running, once it starts to leak out, once it stops dribbling, your oil level will be set at the right level. So we're gonna send some more fluid in there. This will be, if it takes that whole container, that'll be about 5 quarts. So, still going. And it's important to do it at the right temperature because transmission fluid expands pretty significantly when hot. So if you were to fill this when it was cold, by the time the transmission warms up, it would be over full. Still filling. Go check on the temperature real quick. In theory, the temperature should come down a little bit now that we're introducing, yeah, see, it came down 2 degrees. Now that we're introducing cooler fluid. And it looks like we're leaking. Well, so we will let that dribble out, and once it stops dribbling, then we'll know we're at the right oil level. Now that we are at a drip, And I just checked the temperature. It's 120 degrees. Everything is so hot. Not the oil, but the exhaust. We'll put the fill plug back in. We'll run it down. Ouch. This is where your 8mm comes in handy. And if you're doing this on jack stands, it might be better just to remove that guy, because it is definitely in the way. Or you could shave this guy down in half and be able to really get in there. Otherwise, everything is in the way. So now that everything is full, shut the car off. You can clean up under here, get any residual oil off. You can check for leaks. Obviously we're just fine. I just sprayed the thing here with brake cleaner. So it took 5 quarts. We've got 2 left over for next time. This thing was super helpful. Instead of having to get one of those manual pumps that you stick into the bottle and have to pump and makes a huge mess. This helped quite a bit. So as you can see, here's the old pan that's going to get chucked in the trash. These are all empty. So once you throw your under tray on again, then you were done. I'm not going to film that. It's just a handful of 8mm bolts, but it's as simple as that.